I would say that this is something that every person who's Adventist or Christian should go through.
And here I really value that the truths are pure.
It'll make you spend more time with God. It'll redirect your focus.
Mission College of Evangelism is nestled in Laurelwood, just outside of Portland, Oregon, in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Students from all over the world come to attend this unique and comprehensive evangelistic training program.
The purpose of Mission College is to help people understand how to share the truths that we have from the Bible in a Christ-centered way with those people who are out there in their communities, maybe their neighbors or their friends, or maybe it's somebody in a far-off land, but people who don't know Christ. How we can share those wonderful truths so they can get to know Jesus Christ and be prepared when Christ comes again.
I guess the reason for me wanting to come to Mission College is that I knew, although I was a quote-unquote good Christian, I wasn't doing enough for the Lord. And I heard that Mission College does a lot of practical training, and that really appealed to me because I wanted to know how to give people Bible studies. I wanted to know how to preach, the practicalities of the ministry, so to speak. And it really appealed to me, so that's the reason why I came.
This program in general, it's very good, it's concise, but what I love more than anything else is the fact that you don't only learn the theory. While you're learning theory, you're doing it practically also, so it gives a reinforcement and you actually see that this thing works. You don't have to go there and do a trial and error sometime after. You see it happening right here and there and then.
The best part is going out on outreach.
My favorite part here at Mission College, I would have to say, is outreach.
My favorite part here is actually, it's going to come as a surprise, but door knocking.
What we do with our students is instruct them through the whole process of evangelism on how to go out into the community, knock on a door, do a survey, and end up with a Bible study. And once we get into the home, then we can share the wonderful truths that the Bible presents and share with them the love of Jesus.
By far the most popular course at Mission College is the 3.5-month Applied Ministries program. Classes like Bible doctrines, personal and public evangelism, and the spirit of prophecy are just a few examples of the kind of training students experience.
There are a lot of people, for example, who cannot afford to spend 4 years in college to take a theology course, but they can afford a 3.5-month program.
Well, it's so true that by beholding we become changed, and here at Mission College every single class is focused around God. We start our classes with prayer, and it's like every time you sit in a class you're gonna get a blessing out of it. You're always in the Word, you're always not only reading about things, but you're experiencing how to put what you learn into action. So that makes it very, very valuable.
The atmosphere of the whole place, like in the guys' dorms where we are, it is not an uncommon thing to walk past a door where there's several brothers gathered together in prayer, or a get together and just share the word with each other, what we had learned in the morning devotions and things like that.
The way in which I see the students supporting each other and helping each other, and when one is down, the others come and encourage the student because they all have the common goal of being out there and being witnesses. And because they have that common goal, while they might have differences, while they might come from different parts of the world and have different cultural ideas on things, they all come together and lay those aside for the common goal of spreading Christ into the community. And to see that happening is such a tremendous blessing to me, because I believe that's exactly how all Christians should be operating, coming together in unity and sharing Christ with those who do not know Him.
Mission College prepared me not only at the church level to work within the church, to do training, to get people to go out on outreach with me and learn to do evangelism, but also in the community level, to work with the people out in the community, to fill their need if they have a need, to give Bible studies, to invite them to meetings, It's just a well-rounded program that I would recommend to anyone.
I believe that we need these centers all over the world. We have one currently in Hungary, we have one in Switzerland, we have one in Germany, and we're currently working on getting another institution opened in Australia.
There's no question that there's the great need to train people, and there's no question that people are sensing that in the day in which we live, that they need to know better how to witness and how to share their faith with others.
One of the programs that Mission College is looking at expanding into is a media training program. How to use media in evangelism. Having a training program that will equip people to know how to use media in a professional, but also Christ-centered way to reach people who might not otherwise be reached through other means. What we have is a Youth for Jesus program where the youth can come in and they can actually learn how to witness to their friends, learn how they can witness to their families, to those around them. And as they see that it's possible, that it's not something that's just reserved for a pastor or a Bible worker or somebody else, but yes, they can do it themselves. They get excited, and that excitement is an almost unstoppable force. So the Youth for Jesus program is something that we're going to be running more here in Oregon, and we're going to be hopefully expanding that to more locations around the United States so that the youth can be involved.
And Mission College was designed to take anybody, lay person or pastors, and just teach them how do you find the raw material, how do you knock on doors, how do you find interest, how do you develop that interest, and finally how do you let that interest to make a decision in favor of the gospel of Christ. There are several ways people can help Mission College. Number one, the churches, if they find some person in the church who wants to be involved and they don't have the finances, but they look like a good potential person that could be trained and then go back and work in the church can sponsor that person. Another way that churches can help, of course, is to pray for the ministry. We recognize without the help of God, nothing is accomplished. Another way is that there are people who may want to contribute to worthy students. We have people who come who want to be here but can't seem to afford it, but they have a burden, they have the talent, they have the gifts, but they just don't have the resources. So worthy student gifts are welcome. And of course, people see a ministry that they think is doing something for God and they want to contribute to it. That's another way to contribute to the continuing operation, because frankly, we don't charge you enough. By that I'm saying that in comparison to the actual cost of running a program, we're charging the student less than what it costs us to run and operate the program. So those ways are ways that people can contribute. And of course, come themselves. If they want to be trained, they can come for the 1 week, 3 week, or 3.5 months.
The hardest part, it hasn't come as yet, but I see it's coming. It's the part where I actually have to leave, and I've enjoyed my stay here so much. I don't want to go, but that's the hardest thing. I actually have to leave here.
When I came here, I was absorbing everything like a sponge. And I'm amazed at what everybody, every word they said, every teacher and every pastor, it was from on high. And I just thank God for that.
Since I've been here, it's something that I feel is invaluable, that everybody should get this experience and needs to get this experience to get God or Jesus to come back the soonest as possible.